Okay. Shō mōn chū jī yīn jī pōrōng nī, tū sōng sōng jī gōng jī ngō wō nyā, rōng sēn chū kō ngō sō tōn zip. Tsā wī lā mī xiā blā sōr wān dē, dāw yēn sēn jian tam chī jī jī xiān jī lā pān zī tō sō. Xiong chū kī sēn rōmbō chēn jī lā xie wā xiō. Tōng nyā kī tā wā tō pā xiō. Kōrn dī kī dē dū xī pā xiō. Rōng yēn sēm jian tam chī kī pēn tam chī lā pēn rī tō pā xiō sī mā lōng diab. Sī sēn dū ngā jīn dā chē jīn chē, nyār sō mē pōng xī wā jī lā sō, sēm jian tam nyōr dā dāw chī na. Tam bā nam jī nūn tā tsār dā sō. Do you understand that? I hope so. What I said. And to pray to the root teacher, our own individual root teacher. Think of me to turn all the sentient beings' minds towards compassion, kindness, and bless the stream of the mind, verb, buddhi. And in order to understand each other, in order to understand the situation of the samsaric defects, and that I said something to pray. But anyway, I want to say thank you. Welcome, come back this morning, or this afternoon. Anyway, wherever you, I want to greeting to you according to your local times. And we now investigate, really to analyze, kind of explore the different areas, to have different situation. According to the situations, they have different experience. And someone has good land, good condition, to have a good experience, comfortable, happy, laughing, dancing, listen music, eating delicious food, drink, so on. Someone's really difficult to understand. Of course, if you study Buddha Dharma, that understand the individual sort of habitual tendencies. This is the kind of the tendencies. They living quite very repulsive land. Repulsive land. Desert, not very much grass, not very much trees, very much desert, sand, and also not very good condition, and experiences, of course, hunger, thirsty, and not very much eat, not very much to drink, and really it's like unpleasant situations, constantly suffering. And that is kind of the different situation, different condition, different experiencing or experience. I don't know who decided why this kind of happened. Maybe could you tell me? I received this answer or the teaching by the Buddha. This kind of the doer of the creation, or doer of the different situation, or different land, different perceptions. That's our individual mind. Nothing else. And therefore, Buddha, he all the times point out, say, take care of your mind. Look at your mind. Give education your mind. And to develop your mind, to make wise, tolerant, understandable mind. And if you tame your mind, and if you give education your mind, your happiness is not depends external, the different situations. Reality, mind itself has such good quality. It can become the extraordinary. And it can become the mastery of the other cause conditions. Mind itself is no need to rely on the cause and condition. But if we don't look at the mind or not give education mind, from the mind can appear positive, negative, suffering, happiness, everything can occur. Mind is inconceivable, but mind is not fixated. Mind is free, mind is transparent, mind is lucidity. Mind is the inconceivable. Look at your mind. Your mind is perceiver of all those different type of the appearances. As you know, you already done, you already experienced. There's 18 hells, different class of pretas. And already we went through the different group situation of the animals. They're really very much, we can to see the direct. And also, very important, we started to investigate about the animals. Animals very much connect to us. They are very much looks like us. Some in the animals, they haven't got much useful arm, leg, language. And according to, of course, maybe in the past, habitual tendencies or the actions result very much handicapped, stupid, difficult to talk, difficult to communication, and their body is sometimes is horrible, and even they cannot help their own self. They just eat each other, attacking each other, very clever. And of course, they are all the times under the other's control. They concentratedly panic, terrify, hallucination, stupidities. And also we yesterday, some those animals, why others they're killing, even in the human societies, how much we are killing the animals. because animal they are according to their own result of the past actions. Sometimes they have very strange their own body. It's a kind of, in the human perspective, they say those animals, body, firm, skin, horns, and also it's like pills, and those are like kind of the precious. In order to get them from the animals and the human beings, how much we are killing in order to get those precious. Reality, I don't know, precious or not, but we consider it as precious. We killed, we don't concern either those animal sufferings. What we need to get, like for example yesterday we said, the horn of the rhinoceros, the fang of the elephant teeth, tiger, leopard, fox, and cats, and sea whales or the sea animals. They just need the firm skins. Snake, crocodile, and we are like kind of the taking out the skin. And also, like for example, we can to say today, oysters. Also, how much we are killed for their pills. We need to get pill. We say pills are the precious. But for those animals, they lose their life. But even the insect of the oyster, they also carrying their life. They have like repulsive body. It's not very good, not fantastic body, but they also, as long as they can to stay their life. And also oysters has consciousness. Maybe the consciousness searched how many eons probably to forget the body. Finally they kind of got the body, of course not fantastic, only oyster body. Also this is also is not very nice, and it's like kind of the others eating, killing for their peers. And if there's no pill, maybe they can do more survive. Elephants, for their the tusk fang, how much? I would say even in the Tibetan situations, of course, kindness, the holiness Dalai Lama. Thanks, we appreciate very much how much he saved animals. In Tibet, in China, some in Asia, elephant teeth. Tusk is like very precious. They make mala, they make ornament, and very expensive. Once Holiness, he saw the many elephants lost their life in Africa. And he more researched the fang or the tusks. And they make different kind of the malas, damaras, something. And then it's Tibetan peoples, they very kind of proudly, like kind of using the ornament. They make malas. He was so much sad. Why we need to use only the elephant, like, how do you call the avarice? or like very to say the precious. He don't say nothing, he's crying. Good peoples, at that moment, they almost never take the malas. If these days you go to in Tibet, most 90% peoples, they never use and the average mala or the trust come from elephant. Same way, before in Tibet, tiger's skin, leopard skin, sea animals' skins, very expensive. They're making business, even possible to, they can themselves kill. But there's no this kind of, very rare. Fox, very much they're killing, they love. And also it's a holiness, same as the sending the kind of the way of the talking. Why you need to wearing this animal skin? It's not beautiful. You can to wearing another clothes. In the sense, and he's sending this kind of message, totally stopped. Thanks, holiness. And these days, fox, leopard, wild cats, they are freedom. They no problem. Tibetan, most good people, no interest. And if you now these days go to, even you give the skin of the cats, those, they don't want. Even if you give, maybe they say, no, I don't want. And immediately like kind of the collect pipes, they burn it. And some Chinese says like, you are very stupid. You listen one person's advice. You like destroying the joys. To kill the other animals, you make beauty yourself. And this is not very much joy. I would say someone's eating the meat. Maybe that is like, even the holiness says, of course someone's eating meat. I cannot to say it's the bad. It's sometimes there's a kind of the like unavoidable. But it's like this kill the animals, skins to make the decoration for you. It's not necessary. Like this, thanks really the holiness. He's really we call the holiness, but really holiness. Best representative of the Buddha in this world. And himself, he never wearing the animal skin, simple cloth. Even his everything is want very much ordinary style. Thanks like this to taking care of the animals, environment, and showing the humanity or the human qualities. Like this. And also it's like tigers, leopard, otters. Otter is the sea animals. And fox for their fern, musk oxen. Of course, musk oxen is, they say it's the medicine. It is true. Like this is like a very strong. For example, in Tibet or in some countries, musketeers almost nothing left because of their own bad condition. They have musk ox. And well assessed and yokes further their flesh and blood. Of course, like same as way of there's many different animals for the meat, there's the skin, And according to that, they lost a lot of life. And therefore, when we look at the animal elements, they are not really happy. As constantly they have such a sufferings. They take away the flesh, blood, and it is the terrible affliction that they are very bad body. They're very bad body. They build their bodies. They make the condition of their life losing, which is they are the born is the reason for that being killed. If maybe it's like sometimes ugly, useless animal, skin is not very good, meat is not, and almost but human perspective, everything they're eating. But of course, some is like this, maybe they are okay. They haven't got much kind of the killing by the others. But those elegant, beautiful, nice animals, they kind of carrying cause of the others killing. And in these situations, we understood animal elements, it's not really happy. Of course, sometimes we say cats, dogs, it's happy. Of course, in our Westerns, of course, we're taking care very much, thanks, taking care of dog, cats. But I'm not sure through your compassions to taking care of them, or maybe it's like you want it. Sometimes you have desires. And I met one child, I don't need to say boy or girl, has problems with the mother or fathers. And I say, your parents is very important. You should be happy. They take care of you, they love. Of course, they need to take care of me. I am their pets. Why they created? Because they wanted. And according they decide, they desire, then they create. And they created, then they not look at me very well. Sometimes maybe some bad parents, maybe they do. And same way, they love animals like cats and dogs. But I'm not sure. Someone's like no parents, no families, and only they rely on the television and the pets. If really to pets, through your compassion and like to taking care of animals, it's wonderful. I'm often to say, one lady, she told me very, very sad things. She married, she has 2 kids, and very good situation. Certainly she's sick. Her leg is become handicapped. She went in the hospital. Beginning 1 month, 2 months, her husband is coming to see her, but she's not getting better. After the 6 or 7 months, and she received a call from her husband to say, now it's like I'm not very much coming to you. I don't know, it's like I need a wife. Now you are a little bit kind of the useless. How I can to consider you as my wife? I need searching my wife. And you are not anymore my wife. And she's almost cannot talk. She's become almost unconscious. How you can to say that? I'm your wife. But she said, I don't care. Because you are useless. If you're useful, it's my wife. If you become useless, you are not my wife. It's incredible how this person can say. And this lady is very fantastic. After the 1 year, her leg is getting better, and she recovered. And after the 1 year, she come back to home. And oh, you come back. I'm happy. My wife's come back. And she said, haha, yes. And she stayed there 1 month, 2 months. Of course, then he wants to kind of the touch, to say, maybe, yeah, nice. Yes, nice, but you already broke my heart. But I consider you are the father of my children. Good. I'm leaving from this house. You need to searching another your wife. And what you told me, that is the completely explode. Like you made, like kind of my mind is, how do you say, it's like kind of the peace, cannot collect my heart. I don't want to take any money, things, everything's like that, I'm going. She left. She created another place. She tried to get job. Of course, he said, come back. Never. She came to me, it's possible like sometimes this happens. I said, yeah, maybe. But when she told to me, I never forgot it. How is sometimes human beings like this? And therefore, also I heard sometimes, when you have pets, you're taking care of cats, dog, some animals. When they are young, they are beautiful, and you're taking care very much. You love, you're using. But they become old, they become sick. Maybe you have disattachment. Probably first. Second, you bring to the animal doctor. If a little bit more you need to taking care, maybe you will kill. Then now it's useless. Better to please to kill my animal. And these situations, maybe these animals, they cannot talk, they cannot speak human language, but they look at you. You know, I'm your part of the family, and you kind of used. Now how you can to say me like this? And like this, sometimes even we say, oh, dogs, cats, it says, it's wonderful, I want to reborn again. Not. All the times animals, particularly the domesticated, and yaks, horse, another your pets, particularly by the human beings. They are so stupid, they can't escape, and every day beat by the owner, or even they killed, they still come back to you. And how much you torture, also they come back to you. When it's once those kind of the domesticated animals decided you are my owner, and as much you are torture, make sufferings, they never run away from you. They are very stupid. When they are executioner approach, knife in hand, you look, we can to say the cows, yaks, sheep, even is everywhere. When they are young, healthy, we take milk, and looks like taking care, and give food, giving in the grass, making like kind of the make fight to give lot of food because we're expecting to have delicious meat and milk. In our westerns, we have some cow factories. When you look, there is hundreds female cows to kind of in the cage and head in the between the irons. And the front there is huge contain, is automatically food and the water is coming. They can, as much as they can eat. But also in this food, when they eat, very tasty, salty, kind of delicious. But this food, I'm not sure which kind of chemicals. I heard sometimes from the butcher, all the collector, the bones, and they burn or they kind of the transform and to make the powder and give back to the cows. They're eating their own bone. And females, and then it's like they need put male seed inside, they have baby, and they take out, naturally cannot burn, bone, cannot make the natural birth. Just the machines take out, then they have milk. And each females in the brain, I don't know, this come from the milk, breast, I don't know how to call the cars, put the machines sucking milk, and coming to in the pipes, like kind of the milk pipes. Sometimes the machines too much sucking, even the blood is on the milk. But they cannot to say nothing. They cannot sleep day and night, they're standing. Sometimes they cannot sleep, cannot bend their legs become shorter and short. Jaws is bigger and bigger. How much they suffer years. Finally, they become very weak, and then they take out. Maybe they can to outside, or immediately they slaughtered. Executioner approach, and butchers on the hand knife. And also owners immediately take those cows, put in the truck, bring into the butchers. And we never appreciate how many years we drink milk, eat cheese, using butter. It's like kind of those cows, same as our mother. Some, of course, kind farmers, thanks. They put natural. Of course, we need milk, meat. Of course, we need butter, cheese. But during their life, they're more free. They can to run outside. When they need to make milk to bring home, they take milk. They can go to free. They want to sleep. They want to eat normal grass. And they got the water. And okay, maybe finally the executioner approach, knife in hand. But this is the situation of the animals. Maybe they knows. And like this, it is like this. For example, when I was in Tibet, most Tibet families, they do. They kind of like decided. They say it is like families. Oh, winter, we need to meet. We want to kill this and that. Yuck, they decided. But they say it's like 1 year, they never use. Take this yuck, they can to free. And says, sorry, we decided. And finally, of course, they made meat. And but of course, to pray and also appreciate, dedicated the kind of the virtues. But this is like a kind of the human's life. Some is like very difficult to avoid. If you don't eat meat, fantastic, absolutely good. Look, some compassion. But sometimes it's difficult to avoid. But it's like kind of the pressure, taking care. And like this, and they cannot just escape. Really is like kind of the very sad. I have this experience. Once I was in the city, and there's like kind of some butchers, they bought a lot of yaks. And they are putting into the loud trucks. But one yak, he understood that he's going to die, run away. And they, of course, these butchers, the business, they're catching this yak. But then he went into some hole, big hole. And he doesn't want to come out. And whoever those butchers be near, he attack. But some Tibetan people's going near, he kind of try to ask, protect, ask to help. Amazing. It's impossible to stop the tear. How you? If you cannot to buy, you cannot to say, because it's their owners different. But of course, finally they shoot it, by gun. It's very, very sad. It's like really, he understood. Maybe Tibetan people can save it, but of course Tibetan people sold. And their owner, like they are same as a killing, like this. But animals, how much they have sufferings. That we need to think. And it doesn't matter you eat meat or eat meat. Or doesn't matter you are wearing animal skin or not. It doesn't matter you are like kind of torturing animal or not. Is good or not. We should to think animals, how their situation, how much their sufferings. It's serious, it is honest, it's not exaggeration. They can only start wide eyes. Of course, the killers holding the knife, coming close. What they can do, they cannot escape, they cannot run away, they cannot begging. Just start wide eyes, not even thinking of the escapes. And then they are like kind of cutting through and they need to die. They are the milkers, as I said just before. They give a lot of like kind of give milk. Of course, we're using for the milk butter, low down. So we use, for example, in Tibet these days, maybe it's good. We have many different vehicles and like kind of the machines. Animals is like more free. Like a kind of loaded down means the animals need to carry a lot, transport. And also castrated, of course, thousand males, animals, they all the time is castrated, how much they pain. And pieces through the nose. And of course, they use most animals, they make hole on the nose. And yoke, there's the plows. And these days, of course, is more technology is developed. Farmers not much using animals. Ancient timers, and when they need to plow, or how do you say, and kind of the digging ground, they're using all the times animals. They huge yoke, and they plant in the head of those animals. They need to carry that and to dig the ground, fields. Not one of them escaped this continual round of the slavery for the humans. And like this, horse and yaks continue to be loaded and ridden, even when their back are nothing but one big source. And also it's like a kind of they're using like kind of the transportations, and they are a rider, their journeys, their travelings. Sometimes they have very awful saddle and painful when they carry things. Some saddle is very bad, yak saddle, horse saddles. And they make a big hole in the back, blooding. And sometimes like hole, rotten. And still they like kind of some patch and using again. And they never think those animals. Yes, in Tibet sometimes they use a lot of horse, yaks. But of course some countries. But these days more technology, vehicles, is this sort of lesser and lesser. Thanks. Animals more freedom. And of course sometimes humans, we don't much concern it. But we need to concern how much they have sufferings. When they can't go no further, they are whipped and pelted with stones. The kind of the whip is like very, very sharp. And they whip by the like kind of the strong ropes on the animal's bottom. And even they cannot, sometimes they pick up stone, stick, pelted with the bottom, like kind of by the stone, or it's like some stick, uncompassionate they can do. The fact that they could be in distress or all never seems to cross their owner's mind. Absolutely. They never cross their owner's mind, the suffering of those in the domesticated animals, how much they have sufferings. They all the time suffering, but never they concerning. And when we are like to doing like for the torching to the animals, I was in India, in Canada. I visited Indians. There's the like kind of reservation areas. And of course, first time I was very much interested to look to their culture. They are very much looks like faces Tibetan. And I went to there. They have the town hall. It's a big, huge wooden house. And one is like Indian guy, and he organized. We went to there, and he told to the chief. And the chief immediately told to others. Then they came to in the town hall. One lady, she came. What do you want? I don't want nothing. I'm very interested in your culture and your like kind of the situation. And then this chief came. He doesn't speak Indians. Of course, maybe this. But he says, what is going on here? I don't understand. Okay, you are the welcome. You come from Tibet. We are the Indians. Yes. And then this organizer guy, he gave me tobacco, one sack. You need to give to this chief. Normally, you make very good friend. We have pipe, and you need to smoke, each other. That is best. And then it's like I said this. And I want to give you present this ones. Yeah, no problem. He's carrying pipe and tobacco. And in the middle of this, the town hall, the building, there is like a tough big. We make fire, and he said, "You, I know you don't smoke. Then it's okay. I said, maybe we can to burn. He said, yes, that's right, we can burn together. Of course, he talking a lot of political things. As he said, you are not freedom, I'm not freedom, blah, blah, blah. And then this another one says like, how about your culture, our cultures? And I think they watched many holiness teachings. Of course, you are Buddhist. I said, yes. For we are not really Buddhist, but we have our own kind of religious. We consider Mother Earth, Father Sky. And we born from the earth. We living on the earth. We dissolve into the Mother Earth. And we have also compassion. Of course, he says, we sometimes hunting for foods. And how we can do hunting? We are not the same as the white people. Of course, he can criticize. Then I said, how you kill? We go to some animals, wild animals, and the first time they kind of begging to them, ask, can you give your body? We are hungry. And very much sorry, said, sometimes they say these animals understood they're naturally coming out from the forest. Then we are killing them. Otherwise, it's like without ask permission, say nothing, suddenly you shot, kill to eat. We are not like this. I was very much touched. It's you just to begging. It's take example myself, okay? Maybe someone says, we want to eat you. We're not without food, without you, we haven't got food, we want to eat. But you are happy or not happy, we are going to eat. Then I become more sad. But they say this, maybe we won't eat you, we want to kill you, but very, very sorry, because we are going to hungry. We are therefore we are killing them. Maybe it's like I lost my life, and they cook my body, and when they are eating my flesh, blood, but they appreciate very much, say thank you, a little bit proud. Maybe my consciousness to look at that, my body is maybe useful. But they appreciate, okay, why not? Say, for example, if I would say, not my body, if someone's a robot, my wallet, and like a kind of, how do you say, maybe it's like my imagination. Maybe in all the monies they took, and maybe certainly this person's come back to say, I took your money because I'm very much kind of the bad situations happened. And then it's almost I'm dying, I used your money, it's appreciate very much. Maybe I'm not angry. Even I'm be a little bit kind of happy. Okay, that's true. And you are desperate something that you did, very nice. But of course, it's without just forcefully, it's a little bit not very good. Like this. And when we are kind of the animals like this, it's a little appreciate, very wonderful. Now it's according to your teaching of the Buddhas, you consider, you analyze to check out the situation of the animals and how much is the benefit. Really is the benefit. Even you not acting to helping those, but you are concerning. For example, it's if you have problems, ourselves, maybe you lost your family, maybe you sick. If some your friend, some is your family, or some is relatives, they call you. Oh, I'm concerned your situation. Very sorry. How are you? Blah blah. Just to avoid nothing. This person's acting to you helps. Just kind word we received. How much we are happy. And thanks. They call me. They said nice. Like this. Even we can to consider concerning to those animals, how much? Surely they can to receive our concerning to them, through our compassion, kindness. And same when most cattle, sheep are exploded. like kind of used very, very much until they die. Once they are too old, as I said, they need to bring into the slaughter place. They say, oh, now they sometimes do, I think. It's like kind of the when I was in in Ando. Of course, when I be in the monastery, I appreciate very much. I'm not very much close to the animals. I love animals, but when you see the suffering of the animals, I was a child in Amdo. The communists, they give job my families, more than the 2,000 sheep, 200 yaks. We need to look after them. Then is communist leaders coming in the autumn. They need to kill maybe 500, 1,000 something they take from our own families. Then they look the inside, which is old one. They fixed old, they take, because autumns quite they are fight like kind of fat. But they check the old one is they bring into the slaughter place. It's very sad. But of course not owners, communists. It's not ours. And also later we come back to some another place. Oh, they give to us male yaks. And then it's like, of course in the suffering, they give to us, collect very young yaks, 100, 200. We need, on the autumn, the communist leaders coming, they take most like big, already like kind of 6, 7 years old yaks. They take, they kill. And then my father was very much loved to them. One day he stopped eating. Then start that until he died. He never eat meat. But like this, they like kind of the killing to which is oldest. And like this, really they're old, then they are like kind of sold out or killed by the owner themselves. Whatever the case, they are destined for the torch, and the natural death is unknown to them. Very, very rare. But in Tibet, some Buddhist families, they have very, very nice systems. When you sick, when you, of course, make the something is virtuous, then their own animals, they cut the little bit ear. They put some sign. They says, you are free your life, you should die natural. These days, hundreds in the mountain. They take it, but they cannot kill. They like kind of the natural dying. Of course, natural, they die. This is everybody's sentient beings' situations. And like this, but most animals to natural die is very, very rare. For example, in our Western, I never almost saw. Maybe few, I don't know, some good owners. But I don't know. But anyway, those animals, like this. Animals then experience inconceivable, like kind of the torment, sufferings. Whenever you see animals torch in this way, so or the hear and thinking, put yourself in their place and imagine in detail all they have to undergo. For example, Wikantu says, maybe it's like some in the unexpectedly, with some even the humans to quote humans, put prisoner, torch, and it's like kind of the making such sufferings. And then it's like how much we are suffering. That time is maybe we can to more think to the animals. If like kind of the now, we exchanging. You know, some Buddhist people says, I want to practice Tonglen. And the man is taking, giving. Say, maybe it's a Tonglen. Really Tonglen is difficult. But if quoting your compassion, kindness, maybe you can think about the animal's situation. If you be in these situations, what can we do? Very stupid, no cannot escape. Everybody is like a lot they used, explode, used, until they like kind of become the useless. Then it's become old, thinner, skinner, or sick, and then you need to go to the slaughter place. They like kind of slaughtered. And if we are kind of need to go under like this kind of a situation, how much we are suffering. We need to think about that. Meditate with terrified compassion. Fires or the fears, or with fear compassion means like kind of the generate bodhicitta, core of your heart. Upon all those reborn animals, how much is suffering? You look direct, this is where explore to the situation of the animals. And like, you know, in the Buddha's, his life, when he was in the mountains, and a few like kind of butchers, they brought animals in need to slaughter. And he stopped, say, please. And of course they want to beat and says like, we need to sell, we need to kill. And then he says like, maybe I give you some other. And it's like kind of, maybe before Buddha eat meat probably when he was in the, how do you say, it's like palace. But my kind of understanding, and he's struggling with this, and finally Buddha was a winner, and he like kind of the crying and touch few cows, say, now you are the animal, you are the freedom, and you are free from the slaughter, like butchers. And since that maybe stopped, it's like kind of the eating any kind of the meats. And of course, like this. Therefore, sometimes we should to concern really to how it is those reborn animals has sufferings. And of course, we say it's like someone's don't eat meat. I appreciate very much, but sometimes I don't know. Someone say, I don't eat meat. I ask, why? Because I don't want to receive animal sickness. Okay. I don't eat the meat at all. Okay. Oh, can you cook for me fish? You are eat fish. Because fish is the vegetables. Okay. Not like this. Concerning all the animals. Not thinking about you got the sickness. And really to concern those animal sufferings, you stop to eat meat, fantastic, wonderful. And I pray to you and I take refuge in you. And particularly if you have animal of your own, treat them with kindness, love. You know, it is like you should to consider them as your family, but also it's like treat very well. Then sometimes I'm not sure how you treat them. Like kind of domesticated your animal, your pets or someone's. And like this. And also like since all the animals, right down to the smallest insect, have feeling of the pleasure and pain. It's the truth. Big animal or the small animals, it doesn't matter. When we look, it is, yesterday I'm near the swimming pool. I'm lying down, there's one insect running. It's almost, my eyes can't see, I need to look at its glasses, 2 point, This kind of see, and then I can see. But also it's running. When I a little bit kind of disturbed, it's like very scary. Exactly. Looks like this tinyness or the large or the middle. Those animals has the sense of the feeling. And they kind of the feeling pleasure. And when they are like kind of the stomach is full and nice nest, and then they are like kind of the stretch like legs and clean the mouth and like kind of the showing the pleasures. When they are lost leg, crushed, they pain, same as we are, absolutely. And since they have all been our father and mother, developed love and compassion towards them. And also it's in the many Buddha's teachings, it say, there is no exist a single sentient beings without being our father and mother in the previous lifetimes. Maybe too, we don't know how many times we reborn in this different in samsara. May be difficult to count. Like now we can to say in this life, where did you sit? Each time you sit, get up, sit, get up. And sit place. If we want to count, I don't know. I'm like more than almost reaching the 60 years old. And per day is like maybe I would to say, I sit there, I get up, sit there, sit there, sit there. Maybe 100 times per day. 10 days, 1,000. 1 month, how many? Maybe more than that. Then it's to count it like this, and I think a lot. Like this. We born, died, sit, get up. Coming through this, like a similarity. And also we sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up. Maybe in the beginningless, it's true. When we start our mind wander into the samsara, until now, or maybe yesterday, or maybe this morning, but this is 100% sure. Me is at least, in my age. Enter into my mother. That time is I wander into the samsara. I'm not sure. And past how many lifetimes? I don't know really. Who knows that? Countless. Each time we reborn, we need father and mothers. And also one day be parents, like same as present our parents. They love, they give to us best food, clothes. And I'm saying it's like parents, 100%. I'm often to this talking about this mother of the deer. Look in the YouTubes. It's inconceivable how much parents taking care to you children. When is our children to grow up? Sometimes we have problem parents, but sometimes children has very bad characteristics. Opposite. And absolutely we are against parents. Parents has many different wish, expectations. Children, they don't do. But parents is worried of life, want to become good, to have good education, to have good life, like this. Like this, he says, we need to develop love and compassion towards to them. Combining your practice with the methods, to the 3 supreme methods for the beginning, main, part, and conclusions. At the beginning, application bodhicitta. In the middle, no conceptualization. In the end, dedications. This is very important. No matter where in these three lower realms, beings may be reborn, they experience all manner of the intense and long-lasting sufferings. And this is we can say is the lower realms. Hell, hungry ghosts, animus realms. This is like kind of these three lower realms. And low under the high, inferiors, superiors. In the fundamental physical verb, mind is, there's no this kind of deviation. But in according the situations, according the result of the past actions, we have like kind of the different situations. Even we can to look at the 10 families. And maybe you have the 5 or 6, 7 or 9, I don't know. But inside look, there's so different. Someone's never sick in their families. Intelligent, doing everything's fantastic. One day families is to create their own different families. And someone's become very wonderful, someone's very suffering. And all the times of problems. Why this kind of problems? And this is like someone's looks like inferior means is sufferings. Someone's superior means no sufferings. Like this, anyway, it's like a kind of the suffering, defected, samsaric. Some areas is we call the low realms beings. Of course, they all the time experience manner of the intense, long-lasting sufferings. We should to think about those sentient beings, to need to quickly make freedom, and also we need to stop. Nobody's need to have to this kind of the experience or the appearances. Being born, they are the stupid, and those in the low realms, ignorant, and without any idea of the Dharma. Absolutely, very, very rare, very rare. And where is like who can do like kind of the teaching Dharma? Those animals' language. Of course, maybe it's enlightened is coming to theirs. Maybe only the kind of the connect to them physically something, but no hearing, teaching. This is very difficult. And can only the create further cause for yet more lives in the lower realms. Like this is true. Yesterday we say, look, most those in the lower realms sentient beings, they're like kind of the current situation is sufferings, result of the past. And in the current day behaviors, doing negative things, killing, eating, and all the times carrying the negative mind and negative actions. It's difficult to coming out from that. They cycle again and again, lower realms. And so once reborn there, it is difficult to get out of these situations. And for our perspective, now it's like we are obtained the human existence. We are very intelligent. We understood that. In this present life of the earth, in order to pass the life, we have accumulated numerous actions that were certain to lead us to rebirth into those state. Surely, we cannot to be proud. Now I'm humans. I don't need to go to those low realms. But who knows, on the periods, on the past lifetimes, maybe we have accumulated numerous actions, negative things. And also this is maybe difficult to disappear. And in order to make the disappear, we need to confess, we need to quickly to purify it. urgently, immediately, then probably we don't need to go to them. And if we do not purify it or destroy it, certainly lead us to rebirth in those low realms, 100%. How we can to purify it? We should apply ourselves with great sincerity, honest, from the deeply to in our heart, to regretting our wrong actions in the past. Whatever we harm to the other sentient beings, create problems to other sentient beings, we deeply, from our core of the heart, say sorry, confess. And like kind of the coding the four, like the power or the supporters, coding the Vajrasattva practice. We have the supporter of the kind of imaging from the Vajrasattva. And then it's like kind of how we confess to reveal how we done some negative actions. And we can to already know about in this life, something we don't know on the past, what we done. Everything is to bring in the present front of the Vajrasattva to confess. And then it's like kind of we need to kind of the commitment, like vowing, confessing them and vowing to avoid them from the now on. Vowing, taking vows. Really, in the future, I will avoid any harm actions to others. Sometimes our Dharma situations, Dharma practitioners, same as me. And when we are provoking to making the problem to others, as others doing a little bit make mistake, and we are so much angry, and like kind of constantly angry, aggressive. It's a very stupid. And also it's like kind of some other, even the human beings. Someone's very stupid. They all the time so wrongdoing. Now we need to like kind of the vowing to avoid to them. In the futures, I want to give up the anger, hatred. Okay, someone's very strange behaviors, strange kind of like some as animal, but okay, I need to accept, practice tolerant, give compassion, as much as to make happy without provoking. I'm provoking very much. I'm happy. Why? Because I'm doing negative things. Then I will go to the hell and hungry ghost realms and to play with them. I never pray to say, may I reborn in the Dzogchen. I don't want. I want to reborn on those low realms. 100%, that is my destination. When I be reborn there, may I help to them, may I more provoke to them. And maybe it's according my provoke, maybe they become the good, maybe they change, maybe they can to support themselves. That's my wish. Make joke, okay? From the like this, right now is we need to commitment, never do again. Thinking with great compassion of the being who live in those worlds, those low realms. And really we need to generate very strong compassion, dedicate to them whatever you doing the positive things. The effect of the all positive action you have accumulate through all the three realms. To dedicate to those three realms. Or you can to say 3 times, maybe you can to say. Your dedication, I say, now I'm collect my virtues, whatever I done in the past. I'm doing positive in this present. Whatever I will do in the futures, all to collect this, whatever you do that accumulated through the 3 times, to look at the collect, you need to dedicate to those lower elements. Pray that they may be liberated immediately, right now. Like kind of the like hungry person maybe coming to you, your family, you connected some. Says, give me food. You immediately nice food you give, offered. You dedicated, this person's eat it. Immediately this being is liberated from the hunger. And if someone's very much thirsty, you offer the good water or soft drink. You liberated from the thirsties. If you give medicine, like this, and it's the great master of the Shantadeva says, may I will become the food, those hungry beings, sentient beings. May I become the tea or soft drink, those sentient beings who is ever is thirsty. May I become the nurse, medicine, shuttle, as all the necessities for those sentient beings. This kind of we need to prayer to quickly to make the liberation from them from the evil realms of the lower realms. Now that I have it met with the Dharma of the great vehicle Mahayanas, wonderful. You should to study how you can to make liberate to them those realms, sentient beings. How you can to make liberation as yourself, and how much you can to help to the those and yourself, and like this, and have the chance to practice the path that being true benefit both to yourself and others. It is very much a truth. We obtain the human existence, and also we have all the human qualities, freedom, advantages. Also we are luckily, we met or received the teaching of the great vehicle of the Mahayana, and the Mahayana, or the like kind of all the deep teaching of the Buddhas. And also it's like we are the enhanced by the spiritual friends. We can to receive the give explanations, and we have such a chance in this moment, such a good chance, have the chance to practice Dharma, liberation path, path of the compassion, path of the benefit. And this brings to us true benefit, unmistaken, definitive, determined, like a benefit path, both to yourself, ourselves, and other sentient beings. We need to say ourselves, I shall practice that Dharma with courage. Never lose your diligence in the path of Dharma, to be ready, tidy up your seat belt, fasten very strongly your diligence. Never lose your courage to practice authentic Dharma, to make liberation, whoever living in those low realms, and included yourself. Scorning all the difficulties. Forget it. Any kind of the difficult situations. When you are practice Dharma, maybe you become cold, hungry, and thirsty, and it's kind of the truth alone and sitting in the solitude place. No around families. Maybe cold, not nice food, but not much care. Only focus on the such benefit to do. Practice Dharma authentically, purely, unmistakenly. And lead all those beings of the three realms, three low realms, through the Buddha field. And immediately give fantastic food, Dharma, and liberation in the state of the Buddhahood, and immediately benefit for them and yourself. Having cultivated the bodhicitta, application, aspirations, with that thought into the deep in your heart. And also it's like if sometimes it's difficult to that, we need to pray to your individual, your peerless teacher, and through your individual connect any kind of deities like Buddha, Pema Sambhava, Tara, so on, asking for them help and support in my path. Can you protect me and take away my hindrance, obstacle of the like kind of postpone and kind of taking care, the kind of, how do you say it? I can't do hardship, be lazy, this sort of help and support. Thinking may my teacher and the three jewels bless me that I may achieve this aim, this goal. And the dedicated the merit to the benefit of the beings, thus practicing the three supreme methods: compassion, non-conceptualization, dedicate. And like this, and although the rebirth in the three lower elements naturally entail suffering, I might expect that the three higher elements would be happy and pleasant. But in fact, even in the higher elements, there is no happiness. That means now we explode like kind of the three lower elements very well through your compassions, through your kindness. Now we understood the three lower elements. We understood the situation. We understood how much they are suffering. Also, we understood how we can to help to them. And also we understood we don't want to go to there. Also, we want to stop whoever in the future to need to go to those realms. We destroy the cause of someone need to go to there. And like this, of course, sometimes, okay, lower elements are the suffering. That is, yeah, it's really, but maybe the higher elements is okay, maybe it's not okay. But anyway, after our tea, coffee, then we can more to explode our humans, so on. It's now we need to stop half an hour and drink your coffee, tea. Thank you very much. The kind of how do you say, the sizing into the animal elements to understand the situation of the animals. And also you explode the situation of animals. You really feel the situations. Thanks. Bon appetit coffee.